live from the Neverland Theatre, your host, Gary Starr. Stage 2, screen.
Hey, hello, and welcome to Stage to Stream live from the Neverland Theatre here in the wonderful town of Skegness. So great to see you all. Thank you all for joining us this evening for our first ever live performance. And of course, we're here each and every evening with different guests throughout the week. There are many ways if you want to talk to us this evening, because that's what it's all about. It's about being social. If you want to talk to us this evening, let me tell you, we've got a brand new WhatsApp number. Oh yes, and there it is right above me here. If you want to text or WhatsApp in, or indeed any of these bits down here, there, okay? If you want to join us on any of these social medias and platforms, you can do that and get in touch. We're going to be looking for questions throughout. So if you want to message in, what you need to do is jump onto stagetostream.tv, the Facebook page, join us on there, and then comment on the live stream if you want to ask us any questions this evening. Now, I should point out as well, while this is happening, I will be looking away from the camera. I can't address you the whole time. I do apologise for that because I'm running the entire tech, and it's like the Starship Enterprise on here, so it's a bit chaotic, as you can well imagine. But we've got loads coming up for you this evening, and so I think it's time to find out who's on the show tonight. Let's have a look. Live tonight on Stage to Stream TV, comedy ventriloquist Steve Hewlett, Ray Piper and Paul Chantry from the Chantry Dance Company, and drag sensation Jonathan Booth as Bette Midler, plus special guest Tommy J joining us live here on So a cracking night ahead of you, and of course we've got different guests each and every evening. If you want to come onto the show, then all you need to do is send us an email. We'll give you all the details. We'll drop into the stream as well, and we'll let you know. But you can come on the show if you want to come and promote something to do with theatre. It's completely free. If you've got adverts you want to drop on, if you're doing something online at the moment, which is quite probable, or you want to promote something, then all you need to do is you can send it through to us, and we will promote it live on here all this year. And of course, as you've just seen down here as well, if you haven't already followed, then you will pop up and your name will pop down here. So if you haven't yet followed the page and followed the stream, then do so, and you can see your name live here right now. Now, of course, I'm not on my own this evening. Oh, no. I do have a socially distanced guest. Yes, we decided to build stage 2 is what it is. It's Studio 2, yes. And she's socially distanced away from me. We're having a conversation where she said, why do you keep locking yourself away in that room down there? I said, well, I'm doing this show. And she said, well, can I be part of it? And I said, yes, of course. Kevin Brinkley, welcome. There you go. He's joined us. Thanks for following. I said, yes, of course, you can join me on the show, and you can be my sidekick if you want. And she said, I don't want to be a sidekick, I want something a bit better. And we didn't know what to call her. And then without thinking, she came out with, can I be Right-Hand Ruthie? And of course, after laughing immensely, I said, yes, you can be Right-Hand Ruthie. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. And so much so that I'm going to even get you your own theme tune, because we're nice like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the studio, Right-Hand Ruthie. Here she is.
Right-Hand Ruthie, Right-Hand Ruthie.
Right-Hand Ruthie.
Yeah.
Hey, Right-Hand Ruthie, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. Do you like your jingle?
Do you know what? I really do like it, but I don't understand why you keep laughing every time you play it.
Good. Anyway, so no, it's good. It's good, and it's good that you're here in Studio 2, in our specially built Studio 2, which is hermetically sealed, so I can't catch any of your illnesses and viruses and whatever you've got.
Now we all know that's the other way round, Gary.
Quite possibly, yes. But it's good to see your happy, smiling face, even though you're miles away right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. So, we've got lots on this evening. We've got loads of people coming to join us. We've got some fabulous acts, and you're now taking over all that. You're booking people, aren't you?
I know, very exciting. So I'm booking people, and also social media corner. That's going to be my department. It's very exciting. So, so as Gary said before, if you've got any messages or you want any shout outs, anything like that, put them on the live stream on the Facebook. Put them on there, and I can read them out. That'll be quite exciting. If you've got any questions for any of the guests as well, just let me know, and I can ask away for you. It's going to be very exciting, and I can't wait to get started.
No, it's good. It's good to have you over there, right-hand Ruthie, at the right-hand side of me, which is good. And obviously we're going to, now what you need to do, because what I'll do is I'll put us side by side so we can chat here like this. Okay, so what you need to do is I look this way and you need to look to your left. There you go. And now you're looking at me. That's where I am. Hello.
Hello.
Good. Oh dear. So Ruth, what have you been up to the past year? We've had quite a year, haven't we? We've been locked down together.
Yeah.
Right hand
Let me play your
Ruthie,
jingle
right
again for
hand
you.
Ruthie.
Right hand Ruthie.
Yeah. Good.
Thank you.
No, that's okay. Go on.
Yeah, well, everyone's had a bit of a year of it, haven't they? I think at this point, everyone was hoping it was all going to be, over and done with. But, fingers crossed, on the positive, that we're going to come out the other side of this and we're all going to be ready to get back on stage. But yeah, the past year has been really strange because, for any of you that know what me and Gary do, we do, everything really, a bit of everything, all over the place. So we do stage shows, we do gothic horror, we do pantomimes, literally anything. And now, stage to stream TV. You've got to keep rolling with it and make new things happen. But yeah, the last year's been very strange. I think particularly for us, the run up to Christmas was the weirdest. Normally we're flat out, as a lot of you, are very aware that work for us, and we collaborate together with a lot of other people that I can see you watching. But yeah, normally we have such a busy time of it, and like the run up to Christmas is absolutely crazy. And we were hoping, obviously, that Panto and things would be able to go ahead. But sadly not. But we managed to still crack on and do some bits. So we were actually involved with Parking Lot Social, which was quite nice, which is a brand new company which has been born out of COVID, so out of the dark and the depths of all this nasty stuff. Actually, new things are being, sort of made and to be COVID compliant and things like that. So we were still able to perform. We did Cinderella all over the UK, touring freezing cold outside in car parks. Effectively, you jump in your car, drive off, watch a show. It was brilliant. It was great time was had by all. There's good things happening out of all of this. Obviously it's all dreary and we don't like to dwell on all the boring bits and the nasty bits. But yes, we like to try and find new ways to keep entertaining you lot and also keep ourselves a little bit sane as well. So this is where Stage to Stream was born. So here we are. So it's going to be good. I think the first of
fun.
Lots of fun little chats.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I think we've got lots of things lined up, and also we should point out as well that we have a brand new radio station starting as well, which we're going to be launching over the next couple of days, which will be 24 hours a day. Musical theatre, yes indeed. Yes. Musicals, everything to do with theatre. We've got plays going on there as well, so it's all good, and it's going to be fun. Ruth, we're going to come back to you in a little while. I can see already we've got people coming in on the chat. A lot of people saying hello. I've also been asked, why do I never look any older? Well, I started dressing as an old pirate when I was 20, and I've now grown into what I actually used to dress like, so that's probably why. We've got Michelle Shipman, who said really enjoyed Cinderella, which is good.
Oh, good.
Really enjoyed that. Yeah, so it's very exciting. If you do have any messages, then drop them in. Ruth, what was it like out there in the freezing cold with all the stuff going on? How was that for you?
It was actually really good fun. It was one of those things, a bit apprehensive, because obviously, particularly with pantomime, you rely on that audience participation. It's the tradition that pantomime is based on, isn't it, with the all it's behind yous and all those kind of things. So we were like, how is that really going to translate if we're sort of on stage looking out to all these hundreds and hundreds of cars? But it didn't make a tiny bit of difference. It didn't matter at all. It was everyone was just honking their horns and the flashing the lights and the windscreen light was going, so it was a bit weird, but the atmosphere was brilliant and each show was phenomenal. Like I say, we got to tour over the UK with it, all different car parks all over the place, and it was just really good. It was amazing, really good.
Yeah, we had a good time with that, didn't we? And we managed to get through it socially distanced as well, which was insane trying to do that because we had 2 duplicate tours as well, so that was very exciting. Anyway, but now we're here. And we have all this to keep you entertained out there. Of course, we're going to be adding to these shows as well. So as well as doing a stage to stream, which we're going to look to do probably Monday to Friday, but then come in with maybe a chat show for people that want to come and chat, and you can phone in. We can actually do live phone in, which is very exciting. So you can come in and join with that as well, which is that's going to be great fun. Probably do that on a Saturday night, but we're going to obviously evolve this as we go because it's quite exciting. There's a lot of new things happening. Today we've put in preparation some bits for our new show, so you're going to see that a little bit later on, a little advert for that in a little while. And that's very exciting. So if you do want to get involved with the chat, then all you have to do is quite simply, send us a message on Facebook if you wish to do so. Join us on WhatsApp if you want to private message me. Yes, indeed. We've got a message in already. We've got somebody wanting to promote. Of course, I shall speak to you, Darren Kirk, tomorrow. Matthew Oliver Dickinson has just said hello. How are you, Matthew? Great to see you. Thanks for joining us and for following us. But you didn't expect to see your name pop up there in the bright lights. But there you are. Hope you're well, my friend. And indeed, to everybody else out there, hope you're staying as sane as you can in these strange times, because they are, they're strange, aren't they? But we're all trying to do what we can do, and hopefully, you're all good and getting through this as well, especially those of you in the entertainment business, which is, primarily why we started this, to kind of reach out to everybody and be able to chat to you guys as well, because I know a lot of you are struggling and have been for the past year. We've been the same, but we're just trying to adapt and do things as much as we can. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to pop in very quickly. We've got somebody joining us right now, so we're going to say hello very quickly indeed. Matt Page, blast from the past. How are you, Matt Page? I hope you're well. Yes, good. We're going to pop over right now to see our friend who's joining us on Zoom, because obviously we can't have them in the studio right now. So we're going to go over and we're going to go and say hello to a friend of ours who's doing something for charity. Don't like to mention it, but we're going to just quickly say hello so we can try and get him some sponsorship as well. So let's jump over right now and say hello to Tommy J. Hello, Tommy. How are you? You're muted. You're muted. It was going to happen because it's Zoom.
How are you, Gary?
Hello, mate. It's good. It's live. That's what we like. It's good. Are you all right, buddy?
I'm lovely, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good. How's your day been?
Been good, thank you. Very good.
Yeah. I noticed just flashing across the bottom of the camera there. Your fingers in something. What happened there? No, the other one.
Oh, the other one. That's fun as well.
Yeah, we don't want to mention it. Yeah, there we go.
I broke my finger.
Now, I'm guessing, because we should talk about what you're doing. You are going to be doing it for charity. Well, why don't you tell us what you're doing? Save me doing it. What are you doing?
I'm going to be unicycling 20 kilometres, or 12 miles, depends how you prefer, for the Order of Water Rats.
Nice. Okay. And you're doing this when exactly?
Tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Now, this brings us into the because you do, obviously, your act is we're actually going to talk to Tommy on Wednesdays on as a guest, but we wanted to bring him on tonight because he's doing this tomorrow. But you actually do juggling, dangerous juggling, chainsaws and everything. Yeah. So I'm guessing that this had something to do with juggling chainsaws or something, that you broke your finger. Tell us how you did it.
So I was just ready for lunch in my normal lockdown day with a ham and cheese sandwich, and tripped up on the way to the steps and tripped over on the stairs and then broke my finger. So
you broke your finger with a ham and cheese sandwich?
Yeah.
But you're still doing the 12. No, that makes it even more impressive that you're doing this tomorrow. The 12-mile ride on a unicycle, but with a broken finger. That's good. That's impressive.
More danger.
Yeah, it's good. That's what we like. Well, listen, we wish you all the luck with that tomorrow. We're going to get you back on Wednesday so we can find out how it all went. We're going to put a link as well in the comments down below as well. So if anybody wants to sponsor you, they can do. and it's for the Grand Order of the Water Rats, which is an entertainment fraternity. That's a good word, isn't it? Yes, and it's a wonderful cause. So we'll put all the details in there and give a bit more information. Anybody who wants to obviously sponsor you and jump on that, they certainly can do. We wish you all the luck with that tomorrow. Try not to break anything else.
I'll try.
And we'll speak to you on Wednesday, but good luck with it all. Thanks very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Tommy J. See you later. Thank you, Tommy.
See you soon.
Bye. There we go. There's Tommy J there. So unicycling tomorrow for the Grand Order of the Water Rats. If you want to sponsor him, we will drop that into the chat in a little while this evening. And of course, you can get on with that as well. So loads going on this evening. We've got our first guest coming your way very shortly indeed. Oh, yes. And this is very exciting for me. I've after knowing these guys for years and then seeing their publicity come through as well, it's been absolutely incredible to get them on this evening as the official first guests. Yes, indeed, the official after Tommy, who's done his bit, but the official first guests are going to be joining us this evening in just a few moments' time. But before we do that, we're going to just very quickly show you their publicity and their video, which is absolutely beautiful stuff. So here it is, tonight's first guests live on Stage to Stream, Chantry Dance Company, coming up right after this. So introducing Ray Piper and Paul Chantry from Chantry Dance. Let me just very quickly, before we say hello, let me just give you some of the credits that you have, which are fabulous. A vibrant and skilled choreographic duo whose works include the Olivia-nominated David Walliams' Gangster Granny Billionaire Boy, several of the Horrible Histories stage shows, an anniversary commission for the Prince of Belgium, opera theatre, musicals, and much, much more. Welcome, both of you, to Stage to Stream. How are we all this evening?
Oh, we're good. Yeah. Thank you so much for having us, Gary. It's fantastic to be here.
Wonderful. It's great to have you on board, and what an epic video. I mean, the reactions coming in as well from your promotional video is phenomenal. It's beautiful stuff. How did it all start for you guys?
Well, there's a bit of a story there, isn't there? How did it start? Well, so Paul and I were still working as dancers primarily when we first met. although both of us had been involved in bits and bobs of choreography before that. And we met, not bizarrely, really not through dancing at all. We met through a mutual friend who introduced us and did that very awkward thing of saying, Paul, you're a dancer, Ray, you're a dancer. Talk to each other.
It's got to happen.
And so we were kind of like, oh, hi, you're a dancer. And at the time, where were you working at the time?
I was working on an opera at the time. Obviously dancing in it. Dancing in it.
I was
Love
in the West End, working in Love Never Dies. And so we kind of said hello, and that was all very sweet and everything. And then said goodbye after this brief meeting. And then we met again the following week. And it sounds really corny, but it was one of those kind of love at first sight moments.
Ah, that's nice though. That's good. No, that's nice. No.
But yeah, so we sort of basically fell in love before we ever really knew anything about each other and dancing. In fact, when Paul asked me, he asked me where I was working, and I said, "Oh, I'm working at the Adelphi," meaning I was in a show at the Adelphi. But he thought meant I was working like front of house or something like that. So he didn't even know what I was doing.
It's because people normally say what show they're working on, not the theatre. That's what I thought.
I know, very weird.
That's a natural thing to happen. Yeah, easy mistake. Yeah, but then you got together and then where did it go from there? Once you kind of, is that where the sort of the business idea progressed, or did you carry on working and doing your own thing for a while?
Well, we carried on doing our own thing for a little while, and then we were contacted by a friend of ours who works at Sadler's Wells, who did work at Sadler's Wells, which is a big dance house in London, and they were looking for a choreographer or choreographers to put together a small company to perform on the main stage at Sadler's Wells as part of this show that was coming, that was called the Chinese calligraphy, music and dance concert. Yeah, it's famous Chinese calligrapher who was coming over, and he was doing a show. So they on stage there was him doing his calligraphy. There was the New London Orchestra. There was another dance troupe. I can't remember quite where they were from.
No, they were from China. So a Chinese dance group, and then there was
us.
Yes, because basically we were like, well, we've just been offered this opportunity. I mean, who's going to turn down performing on the main stage at Sadler's Wells your own choreography? And we were both looking to move more into choreography at the time. So we said yes.
And then we quickly just got together some friends of ours and so started creating a couple of dances for what was asked of us. And it was bizarre because we I can't remember what I was in, but you were called into a meeting with the Chinese producers. And the company didn't exist. It was just a group of dancers and Ray and Paul, and they insisted on us calling ourselves a company. And what was the company called? What was the company?
Kept on saying, "What's your company's name?" I'm like,
we don't really have.
We're
don't have one.
Freelancers.
We're not a company. And they're like, you must have a name. It's like, and then Ray just out the top of her head just went,
Chantry Dance.
So that's how it started.
Yeah,
that was it. That's amazing. Yeah. Okay, that's incredible. And so then from there, you've kind of have done everything. You've been everywhere and done all different kind of shows. I'm assuming sort of everywhere.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate. I think because we've managed to get work or to work in a huge sort of variety of theatrical disciplines, everything from opera to musicals to contemporary ballet to children's theatre. I think it's a stroke of luck really, basically because Paul and I have got massively varied backgrounds as performers ourselves. So from my perspective, I've worked obviously as a dancer, but in sort of musicals and ballet and that sort of thing, also as a singer, also as an acrobat. And Paul, similarly has done a huge amount of different things, working all over the place. So when we were sort of putting ourselves out there as choreographers, we felt able to apply for jobs, something ranging, like I said, ranging from an opera all the way through to children's theatre, just because of our background. So I think versatility, you probably hear a lot of performers say this and creatives, but versatility is really, really key. And I think the current situation that we find ourselves in certainly shows you that
More
you need
versatile
to be
than ever, I think.
versatile and adaptable, because obviously now we're moving into making dance films, which is not something we really had on our agenda, but it's been really fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a strange one, and of course, this I think is going to be the narrative for every interview that we do. It is because it's become such a big thing over the past year, of how people have survived in this industry. Some people managed to get furloughed or had grants and that sort of thing, and but I know for a lot of people it's been very difficult, and regardless of how you dealt with it and what you did, emotionally and psychologically, it's been just a stop for everybody, hasn't it? And so difficult. How have you, obviously you've moved towards the TV side and the online stuff, which quite a few of us have done. We've done exactly the same. How have you found that in sort of adapting what you do to the screen?
Well, it's been a challenge. So I mean, you're quite right. Emotionally, it's been a lot to deal with, because the moment you take the theatres away, it's like we've lost our home, and so there was a lot to deal with. And obviously, last year we ended up having show after show after show cancelled until we just saw our diary just completely empty. And I think then you have a choice. You can either sort of go, okay, well, that's that, or you can look around and think to yourself, well, what are we going to do with the situation? So we decided to try and approach everything optimistically, annoyingly optimistically, actually.
Yeah, I get that too.
So yeah, I mean, the first thing that we did was we wanted to reach out to our dancers in our company, because obviously everybody was stuck at home all over the country. And we were all dancing in our conservatories or front rooms or whatever, just trying to keep fit, which was quite soul destroying in many ways. When you keep whacking your arm into a lampshade or kicking the cat or whatever. I didn't kick any cats, by the way.
Just put that up as a disclaimer.
Animal. And by the way, if you do see an animal appear, our puppy dog, our baby puppy, is roaming. So
well, I was thinking this, because I was thinking there's a horse somewhere clopping around, but I'm guessing that the puppy's got a chew, and but we love dogs here. I have 4 wolves, so mine are not here.
He's engaged with his chewy, yeah.
But that's fine. If he wants to make an appearance, then that's fine. We don't mind, because we like all sorts on this show, so it's cool. Dogs are more than welcome. So it was kind of it was exactly that. It was kind of do something or do nothing. That was always my kind of.
So we reached out to our dancers, didn't we? And we created our first digital dance piece, which was a steep learning curve. I mean, obviously, Paul and I have got experience in editing together movies for promotional work and all of that sort of thing. But when you actually start shooting stuff, it's completely different. And our first film that we made, we had to rely on our dancers to film themselves, because obviously they were all over the place. So, that was kind of dipping the toe in the water. And then we started kind of seriously putting a bit more content onto our YouTube channel. Reaching out to people, putting out fitness videos and dance lessons, so that we could try to engage with people, not just through performance, but through actually trying to help people keep active. And now we've really moved into trying to make dance films. So although we are not Steven Spielberg yet, we've just shot our first green screen film.
Amazing.
So it's been again a steep learning curve, and on a minimal budget, because we don't have funding for this at the moment, but where there's a will, there's a way. And we're fortunate enough to have one of our company members. He went to film school actually in New York, so he's fantastic at helping advise us and working with us to film and edit stuff. So we're lucky that we have a great support network.
Brilliant.
Like that to rely on.
Yeah, well, I'm going to put this out there as well, because we did the same. We kind of moved into green screen very quickly. Within the period of about 3 weeks, we went, well, we'll just do it on stage and we'll do green, and we'll do all that. So, but we kind of have all that as well. So we're happy to help and collaborate and do stuff as well. We've kind of moved on with our the stuff we did at Christmas has kind of paid for the stuff we've done now, and obviously those wonderful bank loans that the government allowed us to have has allowed us to sort of move our stuff, you know, towards the digital online stuff as well. So we can, you know, where we're able, we can socially distance, we can set stuff up, and of course you're more than welcome to come here and do stuff and use our equipment, and we'll do all that. Because it's important.
This guy is amazing.
It's
Guys,
important in these
seriously.
times, isn't it? It's important to do this stuff, and that was the whole point of this as well, is to get people together and get people actually talking. You know, we set up a Facebook group called The Show Must Go On, and even with that, it was still very much kind of like we were going, you know, if anybody wants costumes and blah blah blah, we'll help, and we'll you know, let's work together and let's try and get all through this. And you know, but even then, it's almost like people are going, what's the catch? You know what I mean? Because it doesn't work that way normally. But this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to set a precedent, and we will do that. And you know, and hopefully everybody gets on board, and we can, you know, keep being creative and stuff. Now, before the lockdown, obviously, looking at the stuff you've done, obviously the David Walliams stuff, which is incredible. How did you find that? Was that good fun?
Oh,
loads of fun.
It was
we love
fantastic.
doing that.
Amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. Those sort of again, it's kind of diversifying, isn't it, into different things that you're doing, and you know, finding new avenues and stuff. How did you come into that?
That was again another slightly strange story.
Everything happens in a strange way. Yeah.
Do you want to tell
yeah,
this
I'll
one?
tell this one. We set up a meeting with a gentleman called Neil Foster. Now Neil runs Birmingham Stage Company, and that's the company that produced the David Walliams shows and the Horrible History shows, because Ray's mother used to be head of movement at the Bristol Old Vic Theatre School where Neil trained. So she suggested to us, why don't you contact Neil? This was years ago.
Yeah, and Neil had known me when I was like 8 years old, so
with big glasses and acne and
thanks. Feel the love there.
So we
awkward.
contacted Neil. Well, Ray contacted Neil and said, look, you may not remember me, but this is what we're currently doing. Would you be interested in meeting? So he said yes. So we turned up to his office in Regent Street, and we seemed to all click, and he employed us pretty much straight away. And I think our first one was Tom's Midnight Garden.
That's right.
Tom's Midnight Garden and Horrible Histories, Terrible Tudors and Via Victorians. And that was back in 2013, 14.
Something like that.
And since then we've done Horrible Christmas, like you say, Gangster Granny, Billionaire Boy. There are quite a few.
Yeah, they're a fantastic company to work for. I mean, Paul makes it sound very easy. We didn't quite get a job just like that. I'd love to say we did,
of course.
But you know, we had to sort of put a bit of work in to show Neil the sort of stuff that we could do. And I think because obviously Birmingham Stage Company is all about they're not dance shows, you know, they're theatre shows, and they're about the narrative and the characterization. And I think for Neil it was really important for him to feel confident that whoever he works with as a choreographer isn't just going to start producing dance for dance's sake, which as lovely as it might be, it doesn't really work when here's the puppy's head.
Well, I've been waiting for it.
Yeah, I know.
There's a nose.
He's right there. There's a little nose trying to get in on the
amazing.
action. So we produced some work that was, you know, very heavily narrative focused, and looking at movement rather than necessarily dance. And it's been a relationship that's evolved over the years, and we have incredible respect for Neil. Like yourself, he's somebody that throughout this very difficult last year has literally just constantly found avenues to go down and explore. He's been doing car park panto, which we were lucky enough to be involved with, and he's just a fantastic guy to work for, very inspiring and very, very proactive. So,
amazing. Yeah. So obviously we've had this terrible time, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. You know, once I firmly believe once these vaccines are rolling out, then you know, hopefully we'll get back to some form of normality soon. You know, we still managed to work ourselves, you know, in a good way throughout. You know, sort of summer last year and Halloween and the main time. So I'm hoping that because we've kind of, you know, we've done that now, hopefully the worst of it, that, you know, by hopefully the winter at the latest. We can get back into theatres. I think we need to find a way. We need to do this, and it's great to talk to people and meet people that are actually doing that are positive and proactive, and in that way. So what is on that positive note? What's next for you? Where are you looking to go? All being well, what's the next projects you've got ahead?
We've got a lot in the can, actually.
Yes.
So carrying on from the David Williams stuff, the Birmingham Stage Company and Car Park Party have just announced today that Billionaire Boy is going to go into car parks from April. So hopefully, all being well, that nothing changes, that will go ahead.
Yeah.
And hopefully Neil asks us back to work on it as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we did with the Parking Lot Social, we worked with a different company, but exactly the same thing. It was born out of a necessity to survive through this, and I believe firmly that there's a place for it as well. As well as theatre, it kind of opened up a new sort of avenue, and I went and watched our last show in my car at the back, and I was like, oh no, it's going to be like it's not what it should be, and I loved it, and I really did. And I think for something different, it's great. So it's great to see these companies going out there and doing this, because it's not easy. Outdoor theatre is notoriously difficult, technically wise and otherwise, working in the rain and the wind and snow and everything else. But it's great to see that side of it going on. So aside from the car park sort of stuff, what else are you doing?
So we're very lucky and grateful to have received some Arts Council funding to
Amazing.
Get on track with our first outdoor production. I say first, that's actually a bit of a lie. It's not technically our first. We've done a couple of outdoor productions before, but nothing quite on the scale that we're now aiming for. So we're looking to create. We've already started creating material for this, but we're working on a piece called The Imprisoned Moon, which was supposed to take place in February.
No.
It's been shunted.
Of course,
it will happen. It's been shunted to April. If it can't happen in April, then it will get shunted again to the summer. It will happen at some point.
Amazing.
But it's all about taking local folk tales and bringing them to life through dance and narrative. Again, we're actually using an actor in this piece to give us to act like a narrator. So that's in the pipeline. Obviously, we've got the green screen films coming out, so they'll be being released gradually. We've got our first one being released this Saturday, actually, from 9 a.m. So anybody who wants to watch it, just have a check out on our Facebook. It'll be there.
Yeah.
And the autumn tour.
We've got our autumn tour.
Autumn tour.
The Little Mermaid.
Here he is.
So, oh gosh, yes. I think Blue wants to get
Blue.
in.
No, that's good. We like that. I was tempted to see what would happen if I brought all four more of mine in. It would make for chaos in here because the wolf pack would devour, I think. But he's amazing. Yeah, that's cool. So Little Mermaid is your show that you're touring. Is that dance based as well?
Sorry, can you just say that again?
Sorry, yes.
Dog in my ear.
Slobbering in your ear, that's fine. The Little Mermaid show that you're doing, is that sort of dance based as well, or it's sort of
Yeah.
Oh,
So
amazing.
that's all dance based, but it has got a circus element to it as well. So we're
Incredible.
using what's known as a lollipop hoop.
Nice.
Which,
Yep.
For those of you that don't know what a lollipop hoop is, if you imagine an aerial hoop, which is the hoop that hangs from, say, a theatre ceiling or whatever, this is like a hoop on a stick, so it looks like a lollipop, and it just means that you can take this to places where you can't have rigging.
Yep.
So, for example, we're going to be using it in our outdoor shows because obviously it's quite hard to hang a hoop from the sky.
Yep.
Well, maybe a convenient tree, but health and safety and all that. So yeah, we'll be using lollipop hoop, and some of our dancers as well have acrobatic skills like tumbling and things like that. So it's got quite a lot of exciting extra elements in there as
Amazing.
well.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's a good positive sort of end to all this as to where we're going, which is great. I'm just going to invite my right hand Ruthie into the conversation because we've also been asking if there's any questions out there. I'm going to go and see if there is any questions. Hello, Ruthie. How are you?
Hello. Hi. Welcome back to Social Media Corner.
Hello.
Exciting.
Yeah, we've got Social Media Corner.
We have.
Get us. Yeah.
Literally a corner.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay, what we got? Have we got some questions?
We have, yeah. We've had lots of questions coming in. Lots and lots of different ones. You've actually answered quite a few as we've gone along, actually. But a lot of them were any secrets that you've got in this dance film coming? Anything you can spill so people can watch, and anything exciting going on in there? What's your favourite part of it? Is one of the big questions that's been asked quite a lot.
Yeah, the dance film. Okay.
dance film.
Well, first of all, I have to say, we're celebrating an artist with a series of dance films that we're producing. So we're celebrating David Bowie, who, for me personally, he is just a genius and one of the greatest artists that we have ever seen. And you know, it's been 5 years now since he returned to his home planet, and we miss him dreadfully, and we miss his art, and we miss his genius. So we're paying homage to him. So our first film is going to be Space Oddity.
Wow.
And what can I tell you about it? Well, it's possibly not what you might expect. It is a conversation between two people. If anybody knows the song, it's Ground Control speaking to Major Tom. But it's two female members of the company. So I'm playing Major Tom. Why not? And a lovely dancer, a young dancer on the scene, and she's definitely one to watch because she's fantastic, called Callie Coyle, is playing Ground Control. And we have this kind of bizarre conversation across space, and obviously because it's socially distanced, it's been shot completely separately.
Amazing.
But we're trying to figure out on the film how to still create that connection and keep that story. So yeah, I guess also, how do you dance in outer space?
Nice.
You have to watch and find out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
amazing.
Yeah. Okay, you got any more, Ruthie, in the corner?
Yes, we have actually. We'll finish up on the last one. We've actually got a lot of younger viewers watching, and there's I'll pick up on one in particular. We've got Zachary, who is 7. He was 7 last week. Happy birthday, Zachary. And he wants to know, he is an aspiring dancer, and he wants to know, particularly you, Paul, how did you first get into it, and where did you start? He wants to know more than anything.
Okay, do you want...
Zachary, you've asked a question there.
Okay, Zachary, do you want the truth or the romantic version?
Oh, we'll go with the truth first. Why not?
Truth.
Let's go straight in,
the truth goes like this. Before I started dancing, I actually went to do a BTEC course because I wanted to go more into the drama elements of it, and it was, to cut a long story very short, it was a Monday afternoon, and there was a post up in the green room, and it was to do invitations for anybody, not just the dancers, the actors, musical theatre people, if they want to participate in a workshop with Matthew Bourne's Swan Lake. A couple of dancers from the company will come to do excerpts from the show. Now, as people that don't know, this is an all-male version of Swan Lake, where normally we see females in the tutus. This is an all-male version. I didn't know anything about it. And the reason I went was because there was a girl I fancied and she was on the dance course. So I thought that I would stand at the back of the workshop and just watch. Yeah.
No.
What?
She sat right there.
Yeah. So then that was it, and that was the only reason. That's the only reason I went, and I got there, and I thoroughly enjoyed the workshop. And the head of dance was like, "You can move," and I was like, "Well, I've never moved before in my life, apart from in a nightclub." So they said, "Would you be interested in moving over to the dance course?" And I said, "Well, why not? You know, be around girls all day." So that's what I did. I moved on, and then my focus really went down into ballet, and then it diverted a bit more into contemporary dance. So that's the truth, girls.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's what we all do. But what's the romantic version? Very quickly.
Oh, the romantic version is that I went to see a show and dance called me, and that was it.
I'm
Dance
thinking
chose
that
me, I didn't
that may have been the safer option.
Yeah,
Cindy.
Yeah.
the love of dance overtook
The love of dance did.
dating.
Did
Textbook.
hugely take, and it
Yeah.
And I auditioned for 2 dance schools in London and got in them both, but chose one of them because they still did drama and acting as part of their curriculum.
Oh,
So
incredible.
and absolutely had a very tough but very enjoyable time.
Oh, good, excellent. So, do you have any parting words of wisdom for Zachary? What would you suggest for him?
Oh, just go for it if it's what you want to do. Just don't ever get later on in your life and go, what if? Because that's the worst thing that you can do.
Exactly right.
Exactly. Go.
What
Just
if?
steam through it. Go for it.
If it doesn't work out, at least you've had a go at it. And that's what Blue says. He's agreeing with me.
Yeah,
He's
Absolutely.
there. He's there.
Vote
He's
for
back in.
Zachary.
Thank you, Ruth, in Social Media Corner. Always a pleasure. We'll be back with you very shortly indeed. And yes, thank you to you both as well. It's been wonderful chatting. We must get you back as well. So we can catch up, because I think it'd be good to sort of see how it's all progressing and what you've done, and we can show more bits of everything that's going on. That would be absolutely wonderful. And of course, how big that puppy gets as well.
Oh,
Can you
he's
believe
only
it?
7 months. Look how big he is.
He's already like 22 kilograms. He's going
That's
to be a
insane.
giant.
We were considering putting him in his crate for this, but he kicks and screams.
No, let him run free. Mine are eating my entire place as we speak, but let him run.
I'm not free.
I might bring mine on one day. You never know.
Yeah.
Just for a bit of chaos. It will be chaos though, so we'll see. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us. We will speak again soon. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Good luck with everything you're doing in the future, and we will catch up very soon. Take care. Thank you very much.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye. So there we go. That was Ray Piper and Paul Chantry there from the Chantry Dance Company. Absolutely wonderful. Great to speak to them. And of course, we will be speaking to them again in a few weeks' time, maybe. I don't know, but that's wonderful. Up next, we've got our next guest in round about 5 minutes' time, roughly. We've got the fabulous Steve Hewlett joining us for some absolute chaos, no doubt. So do join us for that. Ruthie in Ruthie Corner. Hold on, let me just play you jingle, because I've got to get my money's worth of this. So, Harriet Draper's just liked us. Thank you. Hi, Harriet.
Hi, Harriet.
Hope you're well. Harriet, of course, worked for us a long time ago. She's not what you know, Harriet, a scientist.
Yeah.
Like a fully fledged scientist.
Physiotherapist.
She's a scientist.
Doctor.
She's like a
brain surgeon. She's
a
very
brain
clever.
surgeon. She is very clever, which is why she escaped me. She did. What did she do? 2 years for me? 1 year for me? She escaped.
I think it was just the
anyway.
one.
Yeah.
And not a whole year.
See, that's how clever she was.
What are you trying to say about me?
Yeah. Let me play you back with your jingle, because I want to get my money's worth. Hold on, we're coming to you now.
Right hair Ruthie, right hair Ruthie.
Right hand Ruthie.
Yeah. There we go. We can see you again now. And what I need to do is I need to set up the camera so that when we're doing the Zoom call, we can bring you in as well. Because I couldn't see you, and I want to do that. So I'll
Probably a good thing.
No, I'll try and work that for the next one. So yeah. So how is Social Media Corner?
It's going off over here.
Is there anybody saying anything exciting?
We've
Anybody
got a
chatting?
few. Yeah, we've got lots going on the chat. Don't forget to drop any questions. Lucy Rose Rollison. Hi, Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
I've just seen your question. Sorry. But Zachary on our inbox, he kind of asked the same question. So hopefully that covered that for you as well. We've got lots of people watching. So hi to everyone. But yeah, don't forget, do keep those questions, queries, anything you want to know, even about us. I mean, we're here to answer questions too.
Yeah, fill time as well.
Yeah, we've got loads of time, haven't we? Yeah, we're here to answer anything for you. We are here just basically to keep you all amused and ourselves.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. It's exciting, isn't it?
It's very exciting.
So Steve Hewlett is going to be joining us very shortly indeed. I'm hoping he's watching now and he's going to jump on to the meeting, so I can bring him in, because I'd like to bring him in next. Exciting. So Steve, if you're out there in the ethos, whatever that is, ether.
Ether.
Yeah, come and join us.
Harriet would know. It's an ether.
We are ready for you, my friend. We are ready for you. I'm gonna just quickly, while I'm chatting to you, I'm gonna just send him a little message and say hello, Stevie. Oh, he's watching. Yeah, there we go. Oh, he's coming soon. Okay. Yeah, so he's coming very soon indeed. He was just yeah. Good. So he'll be with us very soon indeed. So Ruth, let's talk things. Let's have some banter.
Oh, banter.
I'm going to look at you now and say, Ruth, right hand Ruthie, let's have some banter.
Yes.
Yeah. So good.
You're looking nice today.
What, me?
Yeah.
I should put the thing on. So yeah, there we go. I'm looking at it now.
Good hair.
Yeah, my hair is particularly good today, isn't it?
Oh, you agree? Good.
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good black top you've got on there.
Got my jacket on today.
Good banter. This is.
Yeah, top banter.
This is gold.
Yeah. So tonight we've got loads more stuff going on. Right now though, it's been exciting, Ruth. But I'm going to come back to you. If anybody does have any questions for Steve Hewlett, he's here now. We're going to be speaking to Steve in just a few moments' time. So if anybody has any questions for Steve, we're going to be going to him in just a few minutes. We're going to play his video first, so you can see some of the things he's done, and then we're going to get straight to him. And then, of course, loads of other stuff coming away this evening. We've got the fabulous Jonathan Booth, our, let me see if this works, drag queen of the evening. Yes, Jonathan Booth, drag queen of the evening, will be here with us a little bit later on. But first, we're going to play you this, and then we're going to go and see our friend, the fabulous Steve Hewlett, in just a few moments' time. Don't go anywhere.
This is Arthur Lager. What are those three romantic words the ladies love to hear? Are they real? Hip hop, hip, beat to the hip hip hop. You don't stop rocking to the bang bang boogie. Got a boogie, hitting to the boogie to beat. Simon, yes. Simon, what did you think of my performance? Steve, I did not like it. I absolutely loved it. Thank you very much. Yay! Careful, you're going to lose my voices. Oh, I got the royal card! Arthur, we got the wild card. What's it got to do with you? I make you talk. I made you famous. Okay. Simon, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. Anita. Oh, Simon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the fabulous Mr. Steve Hewlett. Steve, how are you?
Hey, Gary Star, how are you doing, buddy?
Wonderful, wonderful. Looking very dashing this evening, Steve. Made an effort for this. This is wonderful.
Thanks very much. It's the first time I put a jacket on in 9.5 months. So
It's nice to get out, isn't it?
Well, maybe effort. Yeah. Are you not dressing up tonight?
No, I'm just looking like the same old weary pirate as normal, you know, pretty much a
There's
standard.
nothing wrong with a weary pirate. You know, I auditioned to be a pirate once. It was with Ricky Jay, funny enough. It was for a TV show, and they wanted to do a pirate scenario. I've never told anyone this, by the way.
Hey, exclusive.
Ricky Jay was one of the acts. There was a guy called Dom and Dominic, and what it was, throughout the day, they were auditioning a couple of people, and they put two people together, and they gave me a script and Ricky a script, and me and Ricky Jay had to do this little scene together. And they said, right, you're like the captain of the ship, Steve, and then Ricky is a pirate. So Ricky would come and go, oh, how are you, Steve? And I would go, yo, I'm great, thank you. And I was doing this pirate accent. The director came in and he said, oh, Steve, can you don't do the pirate, because Ricky's the pirate. Don't just keep doing the pirate accent. I said, well, okay, I'll just be captain of the ship. And then they went, okay, action. And I went there. Oh, hello, Ricky. I just could not do it, the pirate or the captain of the ship, without doing the pirate accent or the Somerset accent.
I had the same problem. It's good though, man. It's that's you know, that's good times. Happy
I've
memories.
got some pirate DVDs here, actually, if you want some.
Yeah, well, we'll put them on afterwards because we need to make some money. So, Steve, thank you for joining us here on Stage Stream. It's great to see you. Of course, you've performed here at Neverland a few times, and we are looking forward to the day we can have you back. But until then, we are going with this, and it's a wonderful medium. We can reach out to people and talk to people. So let's talk about you. Let's go back to how it all started for you. Where did it begin? Where did you start talking to yourself?
In my bedroom, which is, now I'm married, I talk to myself in my bedroom a lot more these days. But in my bedroom, I was 12 years old, watching New Faces 1987. Jimmy Tamley, great ventriloquist, was on that show. And I know you've worked with Jimmy. And he was on New Faces, so he won the grand final. He lived 5 minutes from my house. I knocked on his door because I loved what he did. And I said, I want to do what you do. I said, can you teach me? He did start teaching me. I roadied for him then, about a year after that, started roadieing. And I always went back to him and said, what do I do now? You know, now I've learned. And he noticed I had the technique and the passion to carry it through. So I kept going back saying, what do I do now? He says, well, you need to get a script together. He helped me put a script together. And then he come to see my first couple of shows. Then I'd done it for work experience. They said at school, you can't be a ventriloquist. You're going to have to try and work in the theatre or something around that sort of era, you know, of entertainment. But then there was no theatres taking people for work experience. So I went back to the original idea and I said, Roger Corkill was his name, my tutor. And I said, Roger, I really, really do want to be a ventriloquist when I'm older. So that's what I want to do now. And Jimmy Tamley got involved. And he helped me write out a planner for 2.5 weeks around Basingstoke. And I worked out the bus route, and I'd done 65 shows in 2.5 weeks in schools and old people's homes. And from then on, obviously, before then, I knew that's what I wanted to do. But I just never looked back, really.
It's incredible that you start like that because, of course, so many entertainers sort of find that muse or that person to teach them, and it's great that you find those people that are prepared to do that. And I know yourself, you've started doing online classes and that sort of stuff to kind of to pass that tradition on.
Yes, it was really after Britain's Got Talent where I did get a lot of children writing and emailing their parents wanting me to give advice, and I'm always happy to do it. In your venue, which I love at Neverland, there's always a kid there sat there in the front with the puppet, wasn't there?
Yeah,
a young girl called Summer, who came to both of those shows,
That's
I think,
right.
that we did, and her family. And so it's so inspirational to me because when I was a kid, I went to the Ron Lucas show, the TV studios, when I was 13 years old. Jimmy Tamley took me there. Ron Lucas got me up on the stage, and it was so magical. He asked me to do the alphabet with my hand, and I did it in front of his studio audience before they went live. And that really inspired me when I was a kid. And I remember 2 years ago in Butlins, I'd done the same thing to another kid, sat in the front row in Butlins, packed house, 1,000 people in there. And I asked this kid to come up on the stage and took them up safely and asked them, I gave them the microphone, asked them to do like the alphabet or do a joke or something, and they did. Massive round of applause. But I know that kid will remember that moment for the rest of their life, because I've never forgot what Ron Lucas done or what Jimmy Tamley has done for me. So yeah, it's important to pass it on, passing on the baton. In this business we call paying it forward. We call it.
That's amazing. Now you mentioned there, of course, at the beginning of all that, Britain's Got Talent, which was epic, because you got through to the finals, which is was kind of unheard of in the UK of bringing forth ventriloquism as well, and I think it kind of brought it back into the public a lot more. How was that for you?
It was nerve-wracking but fantastic, because as a professional, you put your career on the line. One judge puts that cross on, or one judge says something nasty, then half the nation turns on you because they believe what the judges say. And so I put my my heart and soul into that show, the material. Me and my wife come up with the ideas, Nina. So we wrote the show together, and she gave me the confidence to do it. And she gave me, there was a thing I'd done in the final with Simon and Sunita, the puppets, the Grease number. I didn't know the words to Grease, but she taught me that like days before I went out on the final, because I didn't have that act, that final act you saw, Simon and Sunita. I'd never done it before. So I wrote the jokes within the week. And I remember her saying that. She said, don't do them jokes, you've never done them before. But I was writing for the moment. When you get on a show like that, you need to be topical, I think. Yeah. And, snap, 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 keep people's attention. So it was her idea to come up with a Simon Cowell dummy, which worked a treat. If I wouldn't be, as far as I am today without that special moment for the show. But for me, it was a fantastic experience, because I did go out and tour the UK after. I'd done a 42-date theatre tour with one of my best mates, Richard Griffin, and it was so nice to have people buy tickets to come and see you in a theatre.
Yeah.
Last year, I was on my third UK tour we were about to do, and we know the next part of that story.
Yes.
Moved now to 2022. We're moving dates this year, but it's an incredible thing. Really, it opened doors for me, and that's what I wanted BGT to do. I knew I wasn't going to get a TV series out of it or anything as special as that, but I thought it would give me a little bit of notoriety within the ventriloquist world. And ventriloquists all over the world, they watch these clips. So Darcy Lynn, who won in America, I messaged her to say, congratulations, you're going to win this, just before the final. And she went and won it. And she messaged me back on Twitter saying, oh my God, I used to watch you with my mum. And she was a fan of me and Arthur. So it's amazing how far stretched Britain's Got Talent goes. YouTube is an amazing thing, And I haven't got as many million hits as some of the magic acts or the singers on the show, but it has far reached, as further than I could have expected. So the thing about the show is, if you're going to do well on the show, then it does open great doors, Yeah. So shuts doors. I got to tell you that it doesn't open every door. Some people frown upon Britain's Got Talent within the industry, and so it doesn't always go in your favour. And so when I went on the tour, a lot of the theatres didn't take the show. I could have done 90 venues and I would have taken them, but some of them were saying, no, we don't. I think it's the sustainability of actually doing a long act. I don't think they believe that I could do a full 2-hour show, which I can do. As you know, I said it was 2:45s, but we did do over 2 hours. Didn't we? Yeah. To apologise to you.
No, that's
make
fine.
Sure, there's an interval. And I was taught a lot by Ken Dodd.
Yeah,
so,
I was going to say that. Yeah.
Getting that lesson. So it was a great experience, Gary. It was fantastic.
Yeah, because I mean, I met you a long time ago, and you.
I met you when you were very young, very tall, and I would say to Nina, I've always got a tall friend when I panto, and you were my tall friend on my first ever pantomime in Peterborough.
That's right.
At hotel, you were great, and I remember you saying as a young lad, and we were about the same age, but you said to me, "Oh, Steve, I'd love to grow a beard. I can't grow beards because you were really fresh faced." I said, "I don't think you will grow a beard. You look too young, Gary.
Look
at you now.
Look at me now.
You are a beard."
So, damn it.
You look like one of your dogs, actually. You were talking about you got 4 wolves earlier. I know that you have, because I've stayed at your place, and you have got 4 wolves.
Yeah.
I didn't need a towel, actually. Just let the dogs in after you get out the shower, and they sort you out, didn't they?
That's how I look this good.
I'll tell you, your dogs are gorgeous.
Yeah, they're wonderful. They keep you sane as well.
Do they?
Oh yeah. There's someone to talk to, So obviously Ruth, but you know, if you want some intelligence, then you know, the dog, she's moaning in the corner. But no, you were. I mean, I was just starting out back then. You know, I think I was show calling back then, right at the beginning, and you know, and you were very kind to me back then. You know, even back in them early days. I think you did a new. Well, yeah, I have this memory, and I think this happened. But I think you had a New Year's Eve gig, and you invited me along because I had nowhere to go on New Year's Eve.
Oh.
Yeah, and you literally went, it's all right, you can, you know, I'm doing a gig, come and watch the gig, and you can sleep on my hotel floor. And I thought I was lovely. And looking back at that now, I was like, you know, oh, that was nice. But
I think you turned me down, didn't you? I think I took Aladdin.
Yeah, absolutely. I stayed in the bar all night.
Because you had more parties to go to than I did. I think at the Crescent, they put an incredible party on.
Yeah.
But I raced back, actually, from that New Year's Eve party with Jamie. And we got there just after midnight. I remember hooting the car at midnight on the way back when it was midnight. All the other cars were hooting. We got there about 12:30, and there was about 4 parties in this venue.
Yeah.
There was a jazz band, a rock band. It was, Peterborough was rocking.
Insane times back then.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room that we have to talk about, which is obviously this past year. How has it been for you? What have you been doing?
Whew, I'm forever creating. I drive Nina crazy because I don't stop, and I can't. So if I stopped, I would have stopped. I'd have your beard. I'd have 3 years in bed like Brian Wilson. I would have just if I'd have stopped. I don't know what would have happened actually because I never have. So I just started to be more creative, and I'm writing a book which I've been doing for at least 20 years, but I'm editing the book now, and that is a massive step further than what I was before. So the book is looking incredible. It's looking too big to be one book. It could be 2 books. It's
Amazing.
That big. So and also I started to make a few videos. I've done a lot of interviews, and then I started to talk to a lot of my friends who we're all feeling the same. You know, we're all in the same situation. We're all feeling the same, and it was kind of sad, but it was nice at the same time to chat to them about the business. And we all seem to be reminiscing a lot.
Yeah.
When we started to do that, what I did was I phoned up. I was talking to Jimmy Cricket, and I said, Jimmy, can I call you next week and we'll have an extended chat? But I'm starting a podcast. Can I record our phone call? And it's always like, you know, like talking in the dressing room, like we would have done in Panto 20 years ago. It's archiving conversations of comedians and magicians in dressing rooms. So I started to do that. The podcast is it's in tribute to Keith Harris, actually. He always texts me. He signed off with eyes and teeth on his text messages. And I'd done a show about 3 years ago in Blackpool to kickstart a statue for Keith. That was called Eyes and Teeth as well in his name. So my podcast is called Eyes and Teeth. And I've put out there about 33 at the moment, 34. 35 is coming out tomorrow with the wonderful Kev Orkian. I've got incredible guests on there. I'm very excited about the guests that are coming out on this show. But I'm just talking to comedians a couple of times a week. I'm still recording them. We're aiming for about 100 podcasts. It may go over, I'm not sure, but I may stop at 100. But that is the thing that I've filled my life with, really, along with helping out a little bit. Nina is the homeschooler. She's incredible. She's done the homeschooling. I've done most of the cooking. I do a lot of the shopping. So, you know, we've been there for each other. But one of the most important things I'll never forget is being a dad in 2020. I've been there, and you're never there, you know. I've been at yours and doing the show and staying over, when I've not done that at all for a year. So for this amount of time, and it's been really nice to actually be home and watch the kids grow up, because entertainers never got that, and I never thought I would see them for a year like this. And it's a horrible way to have it happen, but I'm very, very I believe it's been a little bit of light in the tunnel, you know, which has been very nice. I think with all this, it's important to find those positives, and you know, like you say, having that time with the family, which as entertainers we never have. You know, you're always touring and
all over the place, to actually stop and also take stock, I think, of the industry and go, you know, how much we're all guilty of this, of taking everything for granted, you know. I was exactly the same. There was a point when I walked in the theatre and I went, it's empty and it's going to be like this for years, and you know, and it's them moments that you go, actually those things we did were amazing, and at the time everything breezes past, and I think it's now taught us to kind of to stop, breathe, and actually appreciate what we're doing when we do it, which is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. It's about you know, staying true to yourself as well, and don't give up if you've got a passion inside you for writing a book or writing a movie or screenplay or something, or what you've done, Gary. And I've watched what you've done. My kids have sat there and watched your shows. What you've done with Gary Star Pantomimes has been incredible. It's been lovely watching Rollo and yourself and Tommy Rollison on the shows, and Ruth. Just you guys as a team have been incredible, bringing this, you know, into this brand new age of digital as well. It's astounding what you've done, and I will guide people towards watching your pantos online that you did. And I'm commending you, sir, for what you did. It's fantastic.
Bless you.
You are a hard worker, and that is good to see, you know, and you haven't stopped. You worked harder than what it would have been before. So well done on that. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things, isn't it? You look at it and you know, and it's the same with the guys we were speaking to previous. You have those options of going, you stop and do nothing, or you do something, and that was it for entertainers. It was a case of, well, we can't do that, so you either stop or you adapt and move. And for us, we found new ways of doing stuff and of keeping our sort of brain active, and at the same time we've been, over the past year, we've been doing little bits with the theatre. So we've been painting it, and you know, we've had, you know, people coming in and doing bits and building it, and we've got the seating in now, even though it's kind of, you know, it might be a year, it might be 2 years, but we were doing all those bits because I think it's important to kind of keep that positivity that there is going to be a day that we get back to it and get back into doing what we love. So
you'll be ready.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that's important.
What's next for you? Where you know, as we say, we're hoping this is all going to be over soon, you know, or to an extent, and we can get back out. Where are you kind of looking to go after this?
I love this, by the way. This is my "Would I lie to you" moment, or my "Have I got news for you?" I love it. They're all doing these, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Well, what's next for me? I'm what am I doing? I did get to do a Christmas show, which went ahead from start to finish.
Amazing.
A couple of rehearsals down in Westcliff in Clacton. We did that Christmas show as planned, and I planned it in January last year, and it happened. So we were very lucky, myself and Andrew Robley and a great team there. Rob Mitchell put on this great show at the theatre, so it was nice to get to do something then. I've got shows coming up, you know. Then I'm very excited because just last week I was invited to be a patron of the Max Miller Appreciation Society.
I saw this.
And there's a poster on the wall there.
Yeah, incredible.
It's a very important thing to not always look back, but it's nice to pay tribute to those comedians and ventriloquists that were before us, that gave us the reason to be here now, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just enjoying paying tribute to them, and to be asked to be patron with Michael Aspel, it's just an incredible thing. Wing Calvin is in there as well. It's such a lovely moment to be asked, you know, to be part of such an appreciation society, and I love the Lauren Hardy societies. You know, I'm a proud Water Rats, and so the Water Rats Grand Order has been so great for me because I've made so many more friends. And at the moment, my podcast is I'm editing every day. Really, it takes about 6 hours to edit each podcast. So once I record one, they're kind of stored up for a couple of months until I put them out. But I recorded some brilliant ones last week. So I'm constantly editing the book, editing the podcasts while I'm waiting for that stage to come back again. Because I've got gigs in March. I've got about 8 or 9 gigs in March that are potentially may go ahead. They may not go ahead. I've just moved my tour from April this year again to next year. So it's a matter of not knowing what's going on or not knowing what's going to happen. But being invited to do things like the appreciation societies like Max Miller, they send booklets out. And so now I'll start writing some pieces for them, you know, and spreading the word, getting more members in, because they sent me some DVDs to watch. So I'm watching Max Miller on DVD and learning about a new comedian that I knew a little bit about, but now I'm part of their society. I want to get to know more about him, like you would Peter Pan. It's that's inside you. It's something you really, really want to learn about. So really enjoy that. And so I'm doing a few more of the workshops as well with the British Pantomime Academies. That's something Kev Orkian again is the master of at Howland Entertainment. Anything really to do with ventriloquism is my thing, because I love my work. I love my job. It's important to me really that we don't let it die. So it's that's why I'm writing the book. It's celebrating ventriloquists before me and even ventriloquists now. I mentioned Tommy J in the book because he started to be a ventriloquist, and Lucy Rollison was going to be a ventriloquist. So I gave them a few little lessons when they were younger. And so I mentioned all them, all people that were interested in it, but the greats, the greats like Ray Allen and Albert Savine, you might not know about, Keith Harris, Paul Zerdin, Nina Conti, they're all in the book. I've had some fabulous interviews with them, but it's fab. I wish I could ventriloquize now, but I was walking a couple of days ago. I was going up the stairs with an egg and cress sandwich, and I broke all my fingers, so I can't really do any ventriloquism at the moment.
That's a shame.
Tribute to Tommy. Is he in?
He's there. He's commenting as we go. He literally phoned me because he was coming to do a socially distanced photo shoot for me the other day, and because we can still do that legally. His dad phoned me up, Rollo, and he said
because he can't pick the phone up.
Yeah, can't dial. So and he said we've got a bit of bad news. Can you still use Tommy because he's broke his finger? And then Tommy came on and I said, Tommy, I've seen you doing all your unicycle stuff and all your juggling. What have you done, And he literally fell up the stairs with a ham sandwich. I told him he needed to work on that story and, and get something a bit more heroic. But
yeah, it should definitely be a panini or a baguette. At least.
Yeah.
And probably put some pastrami in there.
And a cup of tea.
But I changed mine to egg and cress. I didn't fall over. But we're wishing Tommy all the well. He's a lovely, hard-working young lad like his dad. And I love Rollo. They're both going to be on my podcast in the future as well. Lucy's on it. I'm talking to the young comedy acts as well. We're doing a season, which I say it's just me. It's me and Arthur Lager. Arthur Lager's in here, So when I say we, that's the ventriloquist in me talking. But Arthur is here if you want to see him.
Yeah. Well, why not? We need to bring him on. Let's have another guest. Yeah, absolutely. I know some of the ladies will be excited by Arthur coming on.
What are you doing? What are you doing there? Just don't look back. Don't look back. That's what it's all about, isn't it, Gary? Never look back.
How are you, Arthur?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right.
Yeah, we've still got quite a few ladies asking after you. You come here and you woo the ladies every time. So you do have a lot of fun.
Like to woo. He loves wooing.
He does.
And he's used to the lockdown because every time we're at home or in the car, he's always in lockdown. Yeah, locked in the trunk in the back of the car, then locked in the garage. I don't feel no different. He feels no difference at all. So now you know how I feel. Right, Hewlett. All right. Your throat. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he's on one tonight.
It's coming along, isn't it? Is that one of your dogs sat on your chin?
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it? It's good. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, so hopefully you're going to be coming back and visiting us again some point soon. Hopefully this year, we're hoping, because you always sell well. Well, you do. Obviously, Steve doesn't, but we put you on the poster.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks. Yeah, I like to sell well. Fly me to the moon. He still can't sing. But I like your beard. You're not showing us your nails. Are your nails as long as your beard?
No, sadly not. I chew them due to stress.
Oh, that's a shame. Bit hungry, are you?
Yeah.
That's you can be a ventriloquist. You got those really long nails, in the Guinness Book of Records. Yeah. A sit on those. Oh dear, where's he going for that?
Now listen, while we've got you both here, we're going to go to, we can't see her, but we can hear her. We're going to go to Right Hand Ruthie. I suppose you're right hand, Arthur, aren't you, in a way?
Right hand Ruthie, I am on the right hand, yeah.
There we go. So
if she was left hand Ruthie, she could sit on the other knee.
Well, I think I'm starting to understand why you keep laughing at my theme soon.
You got it now?
I've got it.
Okay, good. She's finally got it. Okay, so we've got Ruth in social media corner. Ruth, do we have any questions for either of them?
Yeah, I do actually. I've got 3. Well, 2 are actually from Tommy J, because he just can't keep away. Tommy J, he wants to know, what is your funniest heckle you've ever had?
Heckle.
Funniest heckle.
Funniest
Do you know
heckle.
what? Yeah, funniest heckle I've ever had. Oh, a heckler that's heckled me. When I'm put on the spot, this is. But I can think about them, write them down, and then have them ready for a show. I need to try and think of something. Can you think of anything? No. Okay. Somebody shouted out to me once. Did I? Yeah, shouted out to me. But they were really drunk, and it was Christmas. I was doing a Christmas Day gig. I've never done it again since. I said, right, I'm never working Christmas Day again, because it was in Holiday Park down in Somerset, and this guy was just sort of so drunk. He came on the stage and he started to hug Arthur Lager, and it wasn't really a heckle, but he kept saying, I love you, I love you. He was, and then Arthur, we wanted to get him off the stage. Arthur said something a little bit naughty. Get off, you. Okay, don't say what you said. Oh, don't say what you said. It's rude. Get off, I can't remember what I said. I know he can't remember what he said. But then the man got a little bit angry, and he went to swing for. I thought he was going to swing in for me, but he actually swung for Arthur Lager, and so did it hurt? It didn't hurt Arthur. No, it broke your finger. Yeah, I had a little Tommy J. He hurt my finger. My hands inside there. You see,
That's a thing now.
That's going to come
Tommy J. A broken finger's a Tommy J.
It's a Tommy J.
Finger buffet.
Any more, Ruthie?
Yeah, well, actually, this next one is once again from Tommy J.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. And then this one should be really easy to answer this one. He wants to know, what's your favourite theatre that you've worked?
Well, this is going to be awkward.
This is for intimacy, and where you can see the eyeballs of the audience. The one in Soho. No, it's Neverland. No, I've got to say, I've got to start with Neverland. Okay? Your theatre is beautiful. I love coming there and doing it, because you've got 100 seats there. Or haven't you extended?
No, we've
shrunk.
We've shrunk now. Because
you've shrunk.
But we've got rake seating in now, but there's only.
So you have smaller people.
Yeah, so less people.
So you've just raised it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's better.
You raise me up. I come down. So your theatre is wonderful for the intimacy, and it's just lovely. You got a little bar there. I love what you've done with the place. So for a small theatre like that, for 100 seats, I love it. I'm talking theatres now. I've got to go back to Jimmy Osmond's Moon River Theatre in Branson, Missouri, because
you toured with them.
Sorry?
You toured with them, didn't you?
I toured with the Osmonds for 2 years, 2 Christmases.
Amazing.
Canada, we went around America. We've done about 4 or 5 dates in America. I've done a week in Niagara Falls in Canada with Jimmy's Moon River and me show. Incredible experience. But the 2 Christmases in Branson, I felt like we felt like we was in a dream. Yeah, nightmare for me. Yeah, no alcohol. And so it was not even half a lager. No.
Hey.
It's incredible, because you think it's like doing the Palladium, and Palladium is up there. I love the London Palladium. I've worked it 4 times, and the last time I've done it is the obvious Britain's Got Talent audition. But the feel of that place is incredible, because you think about the people that were stood in those wings before you, and the same with Branson with Andy Williams' theatre. It was Andy's, and he sold the theatre a few years before he passed to Jimmy Osmond. And the people like Glenn Campbell, all of the guests that Jimmy Osmond has brought there, it's just incredible, the amount of people that have worked at that Moon River Theatre, and the Osmonds themselves, but the Andy Williams Christmas show on that stage. And I got to host, I was opening act for the Osmonds for 2 years running. It was incredible. I could talk about theatres a lot. I love Cromer, I love Thursford, I love so many places. The Royal Hippodrome Theatre in Eastbourne, where you've kick-started this, Tommy. We've gone over time. So that theatre in Eastbourne, where I met my wife Nina 20 years ago in 2000. I've done my first actually solo show there. I've been there a couple of times. I'm now a patron of that theatre as well. So a place like that down the road, means quite a lot to me. And it's a lovely little theatre as well. It's got some great variety history to it. Roy Hudd done quite a lot of shows down there. and they hold a show called Day by the Sea down in the Hippodrome Theatre, and hopefully it's going to be on this June coming again. And I'll just show you quickly. There's a wonderful little flyer there. Is that backwards, or can you?
No, that's good. No, we're there.
It's backwards for me, but there you go. Roy Hudd, Wing Calvin, myself. I've done a show there a couple of years ago. And then so Day by the Sea, and they hold variety talks. You know, it's just
Amazing.
a wonderful experience. You could be a member of the British Musical Society. They do great things, and you get to see variety all the time. I love being a part of the history, as you know, and you can probably tell. It's a big passion of mine. But all my friends are in the business. They're all different ages, you know. Every decade, I've got friends in their 90s and their 20s, teenagers, and people in their 40s, 60s. And so age doesn't matter to me. I mean, everyone's got a story, haven't they, to tell? And it said, how old are you? 82. Arthur's 82, and we hang out. So that's nice, isn't it? I've done 82 for 18 years. You know, don't ruin it. So that's the important thing. I think the most important thing in the last year has been people connecting with people. That's why I'm doing the podcast. That's why I'm paying tribute to people in my book. It's what is a planet without people? Eh? So it's strange that people have not been able to connect. Yeah. In the last 9-10 months, because this planet needs that connection, really, because you know, it's what we're all about, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's crazy. It's again, it's something we spoke about of the fact of, you know, what has come out of this is it has kind of brought people together in a different way, which is great. So yeah. Any more questions, Ruthie, from Ruthie Corner?
Let me have a little look. Let me have a little scroll through. I have actually got another one here. This is going to throw a spanner in the works for you.
No, give us one more before we.
Okay, right. The final question. This one's coming from Ada, she's 12. Hi, Ada. And she wants to know, what's the hardest phrase for Arthur to say?
Well, Arthur's just gone to sleep now. Hello, everybody. This is my friend. I'm the genie. Call me Genie. That's my name. Geanie. Well, that's not how you spell your name, but this is my brand new character. He hasn't got a voice yet, but is that how you're talking now? I can talk like anyone. The name's Arthur Lager. Okay, right. So he can play anybody. So, Chi-Chi, my name's Chi-Chi. Now, there's Chi-Chi, same colour. Yeah. Right. So Arthur Lager. What is the most difficult phrase? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peppers Peter Piper picked? How's that, Ada?
Oh, wow. Very good.
Lovely.
Do you like it? Was that it? Yeah. See ya. Bye.
Incredible. We like that. Thank you, Ruthie, in Social Media Corner. We'll be back to you in a little while.
Bye, Ruthie.
Yes, there we go. Steve, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you this evening. Thank you very much for joining us.
Nice to see you as well. Really nice to see you, mate.
Yeah, it's been good to catch
I
up.
remember seeing you on the Royal Variety performance just after we'd done Panto together. And I went, oh my God, there's Gary's on the Royal Variety. You were sat in the front. But somebody picked on you, didn't they? You're allowed to say. Someone picked on you.
Yeah, funny story. Good. Yeah, it was Al Murray.
We can't share it.
Yeah, Al Murray. Yeah, the pub landlord. I wasn't supposed to be there. So
Al Murray. Yes, right.
Yeah,
okay.
I wasn't supposed to be there. But there we go. That's a fun story. Tommy J. Rollison has just actually followed the page. He's liked the page. So there we go. That's about time.
He's liked it. You got to like the show that you're on.
About time,
maybe one day you'll finish. Just think up a different punchline to the Royal Variety show. We'll move on. Can you edit live shows?
No, it's too late. You've ruined everything.
Sorry.
It's out
Is
there.
that why you got the beard?
Yeah. I'm incognito now. Al Murray destroyed me. So there we go. Say no more.
So you're not a fan?
Yeah, no, I love him. He's great.
Oh, brilliant.
Good times. Steve, it's been absolutely amazing talking to you. We must get you back in at some point over the next few weeks, month or whatever, and chat more, because there's so much more we can talk about. But for now, we're going to say thank you very much. Have a great evening, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Hewlett.
See you, buddy. Good luck with the show.
Much, my friend. Thank you. Bye-bye. So there we go. Steve Hewlett joining us live here at the Neverland Theatre, stage to stream. How are you doing over there, Ruthie? Are you okay? Oh, sorry, I didn't turn you on there. Let me pop you on. There we go. How are we? Are you okay over in social media? It's going crazy now. We've got loads of new people liking the page and following it and doing all that sort of stuff. So that's exciting, isn't it?
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, Gary, I want to know more about this Al Murray story, or is this really something that's not for air?
It's probably not for air. Let's just say I wasn't supposed to be there.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So it's national TV.
Oops.
But anyway, that's a history. we'll talk soon. Anyway, coming up next, we've got the fabulous Jonathan Booth as Bette Midler. Johnny, if you're out there listening, we'll be with you in very shortly. So if you want to come and log on now, we'll speak to you very shortly indeed. I think we need an advert break. I don't know about you. So I'm going to do one right now. We'll be back in a minute. Don't go. Yes, hello, we're back again. I've cut my own jingle off there. Ruthie, how are you? Are you all right?
I'm good, thank you. How's it going over your side?
Yes, very good. We're going to be joining the fabulous Johnny Booth very shortly indeed, in just a few moments' time. And it's very exciting because Johnny's done loads of bits for us over the years. He's just getting himself ready. He's popping his lipstick on there every year. So I'll be with you in just a moment, my dear. Lovely. So Ruth, how's it going in Social Media Corner? We've got lots of people I see liking the page. If you've not already done so, we must ask you to like it and follow the page. Because that's good. I'm gonna put you on camera, Ruthie, because we've not seen you for a while. So let me.
I'm still here, I promise.
There we go. There you are. Look.
Am I here?
Yeah, I'm gonna from tomorrow. I'll manage to. I'll pop you in the other way so that you can come in on the Zoom streams, because obviously once people are in the studio, we'll have to build a third studio as well. But
oh dear.
Once we get everybody in, it'll be fun.
Let's keep moving things around.
Are you enjoying yourself over there?
I've been great fun, yeah.
Are you watching online?
I am, but I'm watching it a little bit behind. So I'm hearing it live, but I'm watching it a few seconds.
Yes, I think there's a 10-second delay on this whole thing. I don't know why, just in case, I suppose, something goes terribly wrong and we can cut it, but 10 seconds delay, there you go. So it's all very exciting.
Why?
So we're going to go to Johnny Booth in literally a few minutes time. We're just going to very quickly see your little bit of publicity, Mr. Booth, before we come to you. So this is Johnny Booth as Bette Midler, and he's live on the show in just a few moments' time. Don't go anywhere.
He was a famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was the top man at his craft. But then his number came up and he was called with the draft. He's in the army now, he's blowing reveille. He's the boogie bugle boy of Company B. Thunder a tootly and a toot blows. That's a number, yeah, can't blow a note unless the basic guitar is playing. Oh, with him! And the company jumps and he plays reveille. And the company jumps and he plays reveille. And the company jumps and he plays reveille. He's the boogie bugle boy of Company B.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Stage 2. Screen.
Here he is, the lady herself, Bette Midler, Johnny Booth. How the devil are you, my friend?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Yes, we're having a good night this evening. We've had some wonderful chat with some wonderful guests, and now we're finishing it off with your wonderful, beautiful presence.
Thank you very much. I've been listening. It's been very, very interesting.
Yes. And now we're going to chat to you about all things of you. And of course, we have to mention first of all the fact, of course, that you are Bette Midler.
Right now, yes, I am. I could have done the whole thing as Bet, but that would do both my head in and your head in, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know, it could have been interesting, but you know, we'll do a bit of both, a crossover. So So Johnny, where did this all start for you? Way back then, and when?
Well, drag.
Yeah.
Well, kind of. I dabbled kind of in when I was at college, because I always used to do impressions of people. Well, it started in school. I used to do impressions of teachers and stuff like that, and then I used to do a lot of impressions of famous people. And it started off. I started with Celine Dion at first, but I could never. I can't even contemplate trying to do her live singing voice. So I always wanted to sing because I always knew I could sing and everything. So I was like, oh, I should do people I can sing. So I started with Bette Midler and then with Cher, because those are the two people I grew up with when I was really, really little. And then over the years, I've added a couple of others. I've added Barbara Streisand and Judy Garland. Not that I can sing as well as any of them, but I think there's enough flavour in there that people can kind of recognise who it's meant to be. And obviously with makeup and wigs and various outfits and stuff, you can fool enough people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've done shows here, many different shows here, which we'll talk about over the evening. I've made you do terrible things. I'll publicly apologise for some of the things I've made you do in the horror show on stage. Obviously, we're talking about. But you brought your show here, which was a combination of various characters and very well received. So that's your kind of new show now that you started obviously before the lockdown, which is Bet Bathhouse to Broadway. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was an idea I had a few years ago because I did the show that you were talking about a minute ago that I brought to the Neverland Theatre was called Legendary Divas Live. So I did Bette, Barbara, Cher, and Judy in one, and I did that obviously at your place. I did the Camden Fringe as well back in, I think it was like 2017 maybe, and did a couple of theatres in South London, and then it was a lot of work, quick changes and everything like that. So I decided that I would just kind of focus on one character, and virtually everybody that saw the show always said how much they enjoyed the Bette Midler section, because it wasn't just music or anything. There was comedy and everything, and they said they liked that character and me doing her. So I went back to the drawing board and just went, well, it'd be nice to kind of do a little show that chart to kind of rise to fame, basically, from her starting in the gay men's bathhouses in New York, singing for gay men in towels, all the way to singing for gay men in Prada shoes now, I guess, in huge arenas and whatnot, whatever she does. So, I met, he's now a really, really good friend of mine, George Strickland. We met on Grindr.
Is that true?
Now. It's always my favourite story to tell.
Is this true? I didn't know this.
I wasn't looking for what you'd think I was looking for. I was looking for a piano player at the time.
Right, on Grindr. Like an organ grinder, which works on every level. Oh, brilliant. Oh.
But yeah, I was looking for a piano player. So I was like, well, I think a gay piano player would be a great way to start, because they might have at least a passing knowledge of Bette Midler. Unfortunately, George didn't. Well, no, he kind of had a passing knowledge. He knew her from Hocus Pocus, but that was about it. So that was, that was really nice in that process of when we first started out. He didn't know anything about her, and I know probably too much. So it's nice to have that outside eye going, well, maybe we could do this and maybe we could do that. And that's kind of where we just got into a studio somewhere, and we slogged about with different songs that we could do, because the back catalogue is so big, and it was like, right, okay, we'll do this and we'll do that. And then we kind of developed a through line. So we go, right, we have to move from this period to this period to this period, and you have to get there in. We had an hour because we signed up for the Manchester Fringe in 2019. So in order to get from A to B, we needed certain songs. So that's kind of how the ebb and flow of the show went. And then, and then we took it to the Manchester Fringe, and we won Best LGBTQ plus award.
Excellent.
Which I should have had here. It's in the other room, but it would have been a nice bit of publicity. But and then we've taken it to other little venues as well. We took it to, obviously, we brought it to you. Was it?
Yes, yeah, a couple of times, haven't we? And filmed here as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we filmed it as well in the Lucky D Part 2, where it was not as strict as it is now.
No, it's great. It's a cracking show, and obviously we love having you here. Now your makeup is stunning as always.
Thank you.
Just for our viewers at home, how long does this take? This particular look?
About on a good day, 2 hours.
Wow.
But today I started a little bit earlier today just because so I could ease myself into it. So started shaving at 4, and was ready about an hour ago, which is unheard of for me. Usually I'm still like putting lipstick on as the overture is playing. Yeah. So
now you see this here, like 10 minutes. So. And we should
a bit of bronzer done.
Yeah, and we should point out, Johnny, and for those of you that don't believe this, but Johnny went through a stage. You still are going through the stage where you look like my younger son, and we are mistaken it happens, doesn't it? Quite frankly, because you when you go through you went through a kind of pirate phase, didn't you? Pirate gothic phase almost.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I still kind of am, but I was just tired of the long hair. I got rid of the long hair, but I still kind of am going through that pirate thing. It's never come, obviously not right now, but on days where I don't have to do bet for so long or anything, I usually have a sport a tash or a goatee or whatever. No, I used to. The best time was that time when I did Panto for you down in where were we?
Astor Theatre. Is that Captain
And
Hook?
that lady came up to you afterwards, and I was Captain Hook in the show, and afterwards the lady came up to him and was like, "Your son was fabulous."
Yeah, I was dressed exactly like this. I was. I wasn't happy that she said son. More like sort of brother. I don't know. But it's good. Now, of course, you do other stuff as well. We've had you doing and this is where the conversation of that I've made you do terrible things, because you did come and do the horror plays with us. You played Charles, yes, in various performances and productions. So you did Dracula, and then Mary and Frankenstein, and and you had fun in that, didn't you?
So much fun. I miss it so much, because that's I've been doing bet now for on and off now for the past like 2 years. So I am kind of not getting bored, but my brain kind of gets to the point where you go, okay, I need something else now. So I would like to go back to doing straight acting, as it was called, in both senses of the word.
It was, yes.
Straight acting.
Yeah, you had more ladies in these plays than anybody. It was phenomenal. You played the character who was, seeing several ladies at the same time.
Leading man. It's very, very rare that a director would give me the opportunity to play the leading man. So.
Do you know what we spoke about this, and I think that was the success of the play, because the girls, obviously Ellie and Sydney, we had the conversation that they were just very comfortable being able to do those things in that play. We're making it sound terrible, but you should probably watch it at some point.
Yeah, we all got very, very comfortable with each other, very, very, very easily. And those two girls I adore, if they're watching. And we've become really, really good friends ever since. So the minute we have to then jump back into those characters, it's just like that. It's so easy to jump straight back in, because we all have that instant rapport. Even if the script is different, we just sit back into those characters. So it'll be exciting to see what you've got planned for that next.
Yeah, there is a part 4 coming at. Well, the reason I've held off on it is obviously because, one, I can't get to Whitby as much as I'd like to go and write, but also we can't have social distancing for that show. It wouldn't work, you know. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, it's gothic horror, but it's very close for all the actors involved and very consensual.
Well, I don't know if I can I tell the story? I don't know if there's children. Well, it's not that bad, I guess.
No, it's a good story. It's about acting and directing.
Well, there's many stories, but one of my favourites was the moment where we had to kind of create a nude illusion for Ellie. She's going to kill me for saying this on here, but oh well. Well, we had to create the nude illusion because she didn't want to obviously be fully naked on stage, so she wanted to create a nude illusion. So we went out and bought her those like flesh-coloured hot pants, and you walked by the dressing room and you were like, "Johnny, what are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm contouring Ellie lady parts downstairs."
Yes, it was a surreal moment, but we had many of those in those shows. You know, I think that's that kind of pays tribute to the closeness of all the cast as well, and the fact that we just had such good fun with it. Yeah, and of course that scene of which she was, you know, supposed to be semi-naked but wasn't, obviously. She did have to sort of crawl past her father and her boyfriend who were in the front row, which made it equally funny. So
I don't think she wore the pants, did she?
No, she took them off in the end. It was just too much.
That was her decision, though.
Yeah,
you
nothing
did
to do
that
with
was her decision.
No. But they were great times. And the fourth show, if you like gothic horror, you can, I'll do a little plug here, you can see it. If you go to Stage to Screen, I think it's on there actually in the horror section, you can rent that and you can see Johnny as Charles, and of course Ellie and Sydney doing terrible things in the stage show Mary, which is on there as we speak. So if you fancy something a little bit gothic this evening, jump on there and hire it. So Johnny, what have you been doing during lockdown? Because it's been a long year for everybody. So tell us a bit about what you've been doing.
So obviously we had a lot of plans for this year. George and myself had a lot of plans this year for the Bet show, but that kind of put a dampener on it, so we couldn't do anything. So we thought we'd get ahead of the game, and we went into the studio when we could. We went into the studio, and originally the show was just piano and vocals. That was kind of it. So we didn't want to yet, because we can't afford to employ a full 8-piece band. So we both went into the studio, and George arranged all the tracks so we could have clip tracks so he could play live along on the piano, and we could have brass, and we could have synthesized kind of instruments in the background to just fill the sound out. And we did a couple of recordings of various tracks. And then we got an opportunity from a friend of both of ours, Ash, Anthony Stewart Hicks, who was working with the guys at Sweven's Edge, who were doing they did like an online, it was called Voicebox. It was an online theatre festival. So you very graciously offered to film a small portion of that show for us, and we came up to you. And it only took us about 3 hours to do, really, wasn't it? Editing it back and forth and everything. And then I spent a couple of days with your guidance, editing it all. I was very, very proud of that, and that went live, and that had some really nice reviews. So so that was that. We're kind of in the planning stages at the minute of another show dedicated to Cher. I said that like she's dead. She's not, but I don't think she ever will be. But we're just trying to work an angle with Cher that hasn't been done before. So we've got a few ideas for that. And I've also been going back to writing myself, something completely different. I had an idea not so long ago. So I had an idea for a play about the Norse gods, and Norse mythology, because I'm really interested in all mythology and stuff. And I think there's been a lot to do with Greek mythology and everything like that, but not so much with the Norse stuff. So I started, that's on the kind of the back burner for now, but I just keep chipping away when I can, adding little bits to it. So that'll be something in the future, and it's something completely different again to this. And obviously I'll be writing a part for myself.
Of course, and you did mention there'd be a part for me as well. So,
of course, yes I did. Yes, I did.
Who was I supposed to be?
Odin. If
Odin.
You'd like to be.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, I think I'd play.
Well,
that.
you've already got the
gravitas.
Yes, that's the word. And the beard.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Talent, so fingers crossed that I kind of pull that one out. But yeah, and then and just doing little bits of art and stuff like that, just to keep my brain from.
Yes, because you make the little.
Yeah, needle felted animals.
Is.
I was going to bring one actually, but they're in the other room as well. But I should have brought that. That would have been another plug.
Yeah, you could have done that.
Yeah, needle.
Get one. I can chat because I can bring Ruth in on this. So if you want to grab one and plug.
I'll go grab one.
Go grab one. Yeah. Yeah, because this is quite exciting because he does need. I'm gonna quickly pop to Ruthie. Hello, Ruthie. How are you? You all right? Oh, sorry, I've got to turn you on again. There we go.
Hello.
You're on. Yeah, Johnny's just gone to go and get some of his needle felt animals because I'd quite like to show these. I think they're beautiful. So yeah. So how is it going over in the corner? Are we getting lots of people tuning in and joining in, and lots of love out there, and you know?
Oh yeah, we're getting lots and lots. There's lots of love for Johnny, as there was for the other guests as well.
Of course.
But yeah, we've got lots of questions coming in, but I can't ask them because he's gone off to go and find a ferret.
No. Well, we're going to come back to you, but I've hopefully worked this so that I can cut back to you, and it won't play the jingle every time that we come back. So I'm gonna try this now. I'm gonna cut back to Johnny in the box office. Bette Midler, and see if this works without the music. Here we go. There we go. I can do it. So I can now cut backwards and forwards between the two. But I'll come back to you in a little while, Ruthie. Thank you very much. But we're back with Jonathan Booth, aka Bette Midler, Bathhouse Broadway, and we're going to have a look right now at some of the other stuff you've been doing. Let's have a look at this.
So this is an art form called needle felting. So
that's insane.
Yeah. So it's basically wool that these are made on a wire frame, so they kind of move and everything. So this is one of the first ones I did actually.
It's like my wolf. It's like still.
Yeah. Big old horse here.
That's insane.
He's
so good.
And then a lot of it, I set up a little shop as well on Etsy. Where I was doing this is for someone. It's a person's dog. So
amazing.
I've been doing lots and lots of breeds of dogs and stuff like that. But that's kind of kept me ticking over as well.
It's good. It's still in the creative form, isn't it? Which is great. So yeah, and they are absolutely stunning as well. What's your Etsy shop called?
Trunks and Tails. Trunks is in elephants' trunks and tails is in animals' tails. And that's also the same. I have Instagram as well.
Perfect. Yeah, jump on there and have a look because, absolutely stunning. So, as you've said, I didn't realise they were that big because I always see you putting pictures up on Instagram.
Everybody thinks they're like this big.
Yeah, I thought they were like little tiny things, but they are incredible. They're so beautiful and so, I love it. Excellent. So jump on there, Trunks and Tails on Instagram and Etsy as well. Have a little look and give us a little... I just want to point out Ellie Pickering has just said you could have put some makeup on Booth, make the effort. I think what's happened there is she's mistaken us again for each other.
But the other way around.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'm not Johnny. That's Johnny there. Yeah. It's an easy mistake. He's got a tash. So So I tell you what, let's jump to now because we can do this. Let's jump to Ruth in the corner, in social media corner, and we're going to get some questions for Johnny. Hello, Ruthie. You've not even got a jingle now. We don't have to worry about this. We can come straight to you and say hello, Ruthie.
Hello.
In fact, I think the first time we come to you, we should have the jingle. So bear with us. Here we go.
Right hand Ruthie, right hand Ruthie.
Right hand Ruthie.
Hello, Ruthie. There we go. Okay, so we've got on social media. Let's look at the questions that we have for Mr. Jonathan Booth, aka Bet.
Yeah, we've got a few. You know some of these people,
Of course.
Miss Midler.
I
We've
have
got Adam Fielding. Hi, Adam.
Hey.
He wants to know what's your favourite song to perform.
Oh, as Bet, probably either The Rose or Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
Oh.
For two different reasons. The Rose is it's probably my favourite Bette Midler song, and it's nice to always see like people crying in the audience and stuff like that. That's when you know you've got them. And Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy is just nonsense. It's fun. So
It's very dark. I think you like to see people cry.
yes, I do. I like to see people emote.
Well, which is why the horror shows are so good, because you make people
Exactly.
cry.
I like that, all that hyper emotional stuff. I like it whether it's scares, crying, laughter. I like all that hyper emotional. So that's what theatre is.
Very true, very true.
Thank you, Adam. Let's go back to Ruthie. What have you got for us, Ruthie?
Okay, there's one more question. It's from Miss Yvette Pepper. Hello, Yvette.
Hey, hello, Yvette.
And she would like to know, is there anyone you've not yet attempted to impersonate but would love to try?
I would like to try Dolly Parton, I think, or Shania Twain. My only issues with Dolly Parton is her voice is quite light and not very heavy, and my voice tends to be quite heavy, so I tend to do the heavier kind of singers. And Shania Twain, I absolutely adore. I think she's a great performer, great singer, great songwriter, but there's just not, for me, there's not enough personality there to make her funny, which is the angle I always go for. Is if somebody is either inherently funny like Bette Midler is and Cher can be from time to time, or somebody you can make funny like Barbara Streisand and Judy Garland, you can make them. Well, Judy Garland was actually hilarious, but Barbara Streisand, the humour comes from you laughing at her because her not knowing how much of a see you next Tuesday she is. So that's where it goes from.
So we're going to say thank you to Ruthie in the corner. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. We'll come back to you before we finish this evening. But thank you. It's been a pleasure. I've just kept you on camera for a little bit longer.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
See, I sort of went off a bit because you were.
Well, I wanted to give you a bit more screen time because I've cut you out of a lot this evening. But you are now clear. Thank you, Ruthie. There we go. Okay, so bless her. So Johnny, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here this evening. It's wonderful to chat as always. So let's talk. Let's just promote a couple of bits. Website for Bet. Where do they want to go if they want to see anything? What do they want to do? Facebook, whatever.
Yeah, this Facebook page is Bet Bathhouse to Broadway on Facebook, or on Twitter we're at Bet Bathhouse 1. I can never say that whenever somebody asks. At Bet Bathhouse at Bet Bathhouse 1. There you go. Said it in one.
Nice.
That's our Twitter handle. Or on Instagram I'm at Jonathan Booth 25. So a lot of the stuff all gets put on there as well, because we're going to do we're in the middle of sorting the Brighton Fringe out at the minute. So hopefully later in the year we'll be doing the Brighton Fringe, whether that be online or hopefully we'll get there in person or live stream or something like that. So
amazing.
Yes, we can see everything.
And of course, if you want to see the beautiful creations, go to Trunks and Tales on Etsy and have a look at those as well. Johnny, it's been an absolute pleasure this evening. Thank you for taking the time.
As always, sir. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for doing your makeup for the past 6 hours. And we must get you back in a few weeks' time so we can catch up and see what you've been up to. But in the meantime, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Booth.
All the best.
Something magical is coming this Easter. Live on Stage to Stream, our brand new online panto, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Join Dorothy Gale, the Cowardly Lion, Tin Man, and the Scarecrow in a brand new online magical adventure. Live this Easter at www.stagetostream.tv. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. live, online, this Easter. For more information, visit our website at www.stagetostream.tv.
There we go. Welcome back to Stage to Stream.tv. It's been a wonderful evening. That advert was later. There isn't a load more after this. I forgot to play that earlier on, so I thought I'd show it you now because that's our new show that's coming out this Easter. Hopefully we're going to be touring that as well, which we're just talking about at the moment. We'll let you know more about that, and if we do, we'll tour it first, and then you'll be able to see it online a little bit later on, a different version. But that's very exciting for us. The wonderful Wizard of Oz is our next online show, and very exciting indeed. I'm gonna cut over to Ruthie now, because we're gonna find out who we've got on tomorrow evening and what's happening. So Ruthie, how are you? Here's your jingle.
Right hand Ruthie.
Right hand Ruthie.
Yeah.
Very jazzy, isn't it? Can we say who's been doing these jingles? Because there's been a lot of love for the music.
Yes, well, we can because, yes, I've put him in the credits at the end, and he's also coming on the show to talk about all this and much, much more in probably the end of the week at some point. We're going to arrange that. And that is the incredibly talented James Harrison. He is just phenomenal, a wonderful man. He's become a great friend of ours, and yeah, what more can you say? His music just stands for itself. I asked him for cheesy jingles, and that is exactly what he's given me. So thank you, James. I look forward to getting you on the show in a week's time or so, and we can chat more and hopefully bring your piano on and have a bit of fun with that. So that's great. Ruth, tomorrow evening we're back. It's been a fun night tonight. I've really enjoyed this. We're coming back each and every evening. On the Saturday and Sunday we're probably going to look at doing like a chat show type thing with you, the audience out there, on Saturday night, and maybe I'll have a night off on Sunday. I don't know yet, but we're going to go with this. Also, we're launching the new radio station as well, which is very exciting. Yes, and that's all happening. Who's on tomorrow evening, Ruth?
I'm glad you are. So tomorrow evening we've got another 3 fabulous guests.
Excellent.
We're starting off with a fabulous actor. The one and only Mr. Nathan Masterson's going to be here answering all questions to do with acting, the theatre, stage and TV and things like that. Then we're going to be moving on to Serena Grant. She's a brilliant vocalist.
Yes.
She's also a singer-songwriter. So bringing a little bit of that in the middle. And then we'll be finishing up with the fabulous Mr. Chris North. He's going to be talking to us about magic and all things showbiz as well. So lots and lots of variety for you tomorrow night, so don't miss it. We'll be here waiting for you, so make sure you get all those questions into me over here in Social Media Corner as well.
It's been an absolute pleasure, Rufus, Rufio, Rufy, whatever we're going to call you. I don't know, we'll find something, but it's
Probably
been
the name.
Yeah, but that doesn't work, does it? With
Why?
Right hand Ruth.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
Right hand Ruth.
Right hand.
It needed the James knows. He's the master of all these things.
He is the master, isn't he?
And that's why we've come up with Right Hand Ruthie, which was your idea. It wasn't me. There was no bullying involved whatsoever. Yeah. So it's good. Well, thanks for joining us this evening, Ruthie.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Yes, it's been an absolute pleasure, hasn't it?
It's been very good.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow in the evening.
Yeah, see you all then. Hopefully we'll see you all out there as well. Spread the word, and let's have some fun tomorrow night. We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. There we go. There's Right Hand Ruthie joining us this evening. She'll be back tomorrow night in Studio 2, giving us a bit of banter. We're going to work on the banter. I don't know, but it'll be fine. Don't forget, if you want to send us messages in advance or you want to chat to us, you can WhatsApp us up here. WhatsApp or text 07510 891 005. That's our Stage to Stream number. Or indeed, you can message us on Stage to Stream or YouTube, whatever you're doing. What we do ask, of course, if you've enjoyed the show this evening, give it a little love or a little like or something like that. and also like and follow the page and share it with your friends. Let's get some people in tomorrow. And like that, Johnny Cleveland, thank you very much. Johnny Cleveland there just did just that. That's exactly what we need you to do if you haven't done already. Following the page means that when we go live, it will come to you and tell you on your, it'll pop up and go, we've gone live, so you can come and join us, and we can chat more things about the theatre, entertainment, and so much more. We've got loads more to talk about, and of course then wonderful guests are joining us tomorrow evening, which I can't wait for. Some fabulous people that are going to be joining us. So that's about it for us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Do join us tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock, the same place, same time. You can join us. Darren Wilton, there we go, new follower. Thank you very much. Liking the page, do so if you haven't done already, and spread the love, as it were. Yes, indeed. Thanks very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've had some great fun this evening. Whatever you're doing out there, wherever you are, stay safe. We will be back in the theatre when we can be, but in the meantime, we're always here on Stage to Stream. Thank you very much, and good night.